Hello, everybody. It's a Sunday night pop-up. I thought it might be fun. I wanted to open my paper pumpkin anyway, so why not craft with my friends, right? I get the opportunity to do that with you guys. I feel like I'm a friend that just shows up to your house unannounced, but you don't have to answer the door if you don't want to. So I think we're gonna have fun with this kit. It is so pretty and so perfect, right? Of course it can be used for Valentine's, but it can be used for just any sort of happy mail. So we're gonna get into that. Just 1 minute. Right when I push the button is always when I think I need to have a drink. Okay, let me pop over to my page. Oh, come on now. Fire up, computer. Let's go. Hope some people, I think some people are joining, which is great. So hello. I will find out your names in just 1 minute. There we go. We're working. I know the phone is working, so the computer's probably working too. There we are. Okay. Well, hi. Let's say hello. I just love saying hi to everybody. There's Linda and Amy Todd, Susan Tabachnik, Denise. Hi. It's nice to see you, ladies. Anybody else that's here, please feel free to just pop in and say hello. If you've never watched my channel before, my name is Lisa Harden. My business name is The Stamping Zoo, and I'm coming to you from beautiful Boise, Idaho. I am here for live tutorials at least every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. But as you can see here, I like to pop on usually at least one more time during the week. So I will just show this briefly. This is just if you would like to take a screenshot. This is any shopping information. This is party information. This is paper sampler kits and so on. So like I said, if you want to take a picture of this, you'll have all the information you need to earn prizes and extra product and just have a fun time with the Stamping Zoo. If you live anywhere in the United States, I would love to be your demonstrator. Okay, with that, we are just going to start with paper pumpkin. Like how I did that? Look like I had a few minutes to actually set up, doesn't it? Can you imagine how impressive I would be if I just did this full time? You wouldn't be able to stand me, I'm sure. Okay, this is a gorgeous paper pumpkin kit. Now let's talk briefly about paper pumpkin. It is an all-inclusive kit that shows up in your mailbox once a month, usually about the middle of the month. Hello, Tony and Kathy and Mary Ellen. So the paper pumpkin kit is just a little getaway that comes right to your door. It is only $22 plus tax. Shipping's included in that. And every month it's something a little different. This month in particular, it is supplies for 8 cards and 8 envelopes, but you will have extras. One of the fantastic extras, and one of the things I like most about the paper pumpkin kit, is you get a stamp set in every kit. So I have a lot of these up on blocks already, but this is the stamp set, images of the stamp set that came with the kit this month. Isn't it adorable? You can already tell it coordinates with some other products that we have in the new mini catalog, but I love the sentiments. I'll probably use the sentiments a lot. They just hit home for me. I like the tone of them. And then of course this gorgeous hearts within a heart and the snail. And I've been using the Snailed It kit. Let's see. I say as if you've been on my shoulder, but I've talked about it. So I've been using this great kit, and my Charmed card kit this month is designed around this, and oh my gosh, I just got them all ready, and they're going to be in the mail on Tuesday. Most of them are going to be in the mail on Tuesday. Still waiting for a few supplies, but I always say this, but I think it was my favorite kit that I've done. So anyway, all of the products from the Snailed It suite will, kind of fit right in with this because they brought this little snail in, except they made a slight modification and they made his shell a heart. So I think that was really clever and cute. So let's look at what came in this kit, because I will be designing, I'll design one of each of these cards. So as designed, so you can see what the kit itself includes. But then I am going to make some alternates, because if you're like me, you have other products that will easily coordinate with this. If you use Stampin' Up! Products, you know that they all coordinate with each other very easily. So we're going to kind of explore some alternates. But so right now, let's talk about what came in the kit itself. So first of all, we got 8 of these beautiful cards, envelopes, sorry. I'm new here. They're Poppy Parade, so that's the color. And of course we know that because there's a really easy color chart on the back of this great insert that are the instructions. And you even get a ruler. So I always say that if you were, all you have to do in order to take this with you crafting anywhere is grab some scissors and an acrylic block, if it's not the first kit you've gotten. And in a pinch, you can even use the back of your phone if you don't have a block with you, right? So really just some sort of scissors, and then you can take this anywhere. You can take it to the park, you can take it to a friend's house, you can, when we travel again, you can take it with you traveling. So it's a very portable, very fun. Hello, Julie, and thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. I read from, you shared from Ohio. And yes, Susan, it is fun, isn't it? Ah, bonjour, Martine. I'm so happy to see you. Okay, so we got the envelopes. We got this Poppy Parade Stampin' Spot. This is a great way to start accumulating different colors and really learning about Stampin' Up! And playing with them. Or this is also very handy when you use your Stamparatus. And I think we're going to use this today because we are going to use the Stamparatus. There's a flyer in the kit that talks about a little add-on that is actually available right now. So for this kit, as I said, as designed, it makes 8 cards and envelopes. But if you're a subscriber, you can order Little Love boxes add-on for just $8 US, 11 Canadian. And it includes 20 printed mini boxes and 24 die cuts and labels. So you can see right here, this is a picture of the mini boxes with these cute snail die cuts and the labels. So all of that for $8. And then you can use the rest of, you can use your embellishments, you can use a ribbon, all sorts of extras that you have from the Paper Pumpkin kit, and make these little treat boxes. Really sweet, and I think a great value for $8. So that's kind of the special that's going on today. And then there are 2 different types of card bases, 4 of each. There's this one, which is a great, I believe that's petal pink. Yes, petal pink and white diagonal stripe. Isn't that fun? And then we have our Poppy Parade back again with a diamond pattern. I'll bring it up here. It might make you a little dizzy. Oh, so fun, right? Look at that. Hi, Donna. Nice to see you too. Gosh, I'm so glad to catch so many of you on a Sunday night. Normally I would be frantically running around this joint trying to get ready for the week. But I don't have to because tomorrow is a holiday. So I'll still be busy, but I've had time to kind of get myself together. I've had time this weekend. I feel like, I feel better, so I'm not sleeping so much. And gosh, you can get a lot done when you're not sleeping 16 hours a day. Okay, here's some beautiful black ribbon that we got. I'm trying to show you there's a slight grosgrain pattern on it. It's probably 1/8 of an inch. Let's see here. There we go. It's beautiful. I really, really like it. Going to be easy to tie in a bow or do any other sort of little decorative things. I don't know how much is on here. I doubt it's 10 yards, but it might be 5 yards. So we'll just see. There's definitely enough for the 8 cards and envelopes as designed. And hello, Jill. Nice to see you. Jill has already turned in her chopped card. It's fantastic. I love being semi in charge because I get to see everyone's submissions. They're so pretty. Okay, there's all these die cuts. There's these black scallops, right? These little ones that are probably for sentiments. These beautiful love cutouts. And then we have these die labels. I believe these are the ones that come in the add-on kit. They look the same. And so we'll be stamping our sentiments on that. And then, of course, the love cutout has kind of a, let me see here, I need to have a piece of paper to show you. So the love die cuts have kind of a stamp, what do I want to say? A stamp version. This is just a little smaller. So we are going to play with that though, because then you can make the love any color you want. Okay, so let's take this red one. Let's just start with this red one. I love it. It's nice bright white inside. And while I am crafting away, trying to keep my eyes on my design here, you guys can feel free to chat with each other. You can ask me questions, even if I miss it during the actual tutorial of the card kit. I always go back and read them because it's kind of my little reward. I really like it. I know, look at all this ribbon. It's beautiful. Okay, I can really just tell from the pictures here what's going on. But we'll go ahead and I'll at least just show you here are where the instructions are, right? You can also watch a video about the instructions. Let's see here. It usually doesn't have word. It's like stop motion photography. And it shows you how to put them together. And that is just, all that information is back here, okay? Several different platforms. So I'll leave that for you to find out about. But I've watched them before. They're kind of cute. Okay, so this one is going to be this beautiful mailbox. And then as you can see, they have stamped some really great little hearts and flowers. That is this stamp. Isn't that fun? And a sentiment. First thing I want to have here, this doesn't come in the kit. This is a paper piercing mat. You know, I talk about it all the time. I slip it under my paper where I'm going to be stamping when I'm using photopolymer stamps, most of the time. If they're really tiny, I usually don't use it. It can actually give me not as nice of an impression. But for photopolymer stamps, they need a little cushioning. It's like the foam that's in a cling stamp, except you're supplying it. Hello, Debbie, and thank you so much for sharing. And I'm very glad that you're here tonight from North Carolina. That's where my grandma was born and grew up. I have fond feelings for North Carolina. So anyway, I'm slipping that paper piercing mat under there. You can buy that from us, of course. It's in the annual catalog. I believe it's like $5 or $6. Very affordable. I should probably have two because I always seem to be misplacing one or using it somewhere else. So I probably need to add that to my next order. And you know, it's always good to be ordering right now because right now it's celebration time. I'm going to bring in some extra inks, but the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the regular sized Stampin' Pad because I have it. It's not any different than the other, the Stampin' Spot that you get in there. It just happens to be a little larger. Now, I'm going to do something kind of weird. Let's see here. I'm going to take this credit card. I have re-inked all my stamps. I'm sure if you guys have been watching me in the past couple of weeks, you know that it was like an obsession / project for me. And I can see that a little bit of it just kind of sat on the top. So all I'm doing is I'm just taking this credit card and kind of sponging it around, evening it out. It normally does that by itself. It normally just flows to the places, but I don't know. Red's interesting. Reds are interesting. You couldn't find your small block, so you used the side of a small punch. Great. That works. You're clever that way, Donna. Okay, so let's take a look at this. I like to put it on my grid paper, especially with new photopolymer stamps. They need a little bit of seasoning, or you don't get the full image all the time. It doesn't look like it's going to be terrible if we didn't get the full image on this anyway. It looks very forgiving, but let's just take this, and it kind of gets wedged in between the gold foil elements. Perfect. Oh, that's sweet. Look, that's all it needs. They are so clever. Man. Okay. And then I can tell already, one of these beautiful little resin, there are resin hearts and then resin stars, and a couple different sizes of the hearts. Those are very pretty. And they also are in petal pink. They're self-adhesive. And so I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool to get one of those off. I may use the putty next time. Putty might work well. But that's what's sealing our envelope. Sealed with love. Oh my gosh. It's getting so disgusting in here. It's disgustingly sweet. You know what I mean. Oh, so I hope everyone's had a great weekend. Like I said, I really feel like I am getting more healthy. I'm definitely not well. It's not going to all of a sudden go away, but yeah, I've even been going to physical therapy, and so I can move better than I did. I didn't know if that would happen at all. So that has been a nice little surprise. Okay, sending love your way. That is perfect for the mailbox, isn't it? Sending love your way. Oh, that is beautiful. These stamps, now I have to pull it a little close to me, so I'm sorry if my head gets in the way. But it's very easy to get these sentiments on here because the blocks are see-through, the stamps are see-through. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Just a pretty little stamp. This stamped 3 or 4 times down the side of a card, I think would be really beautiful. I will have to do that. Okay. So I think that's all of our stamping. And then we take one of these long scallops, just pops right out. And that's going to go over on this side. So I'm going to move my piercing mat for a minute. What I want is, I'm going to use this because I have it. There are glue dots included in the kit, should you want to use them. This is just a little quicker, and when you're watching me, you know, I know your time's important. I don't want to mess it up. And I would normally put this on my silicone mat, but I don't remember what I did with that. Oh, I know what I did with it. It's covered in gold leafing, so I think I can handle this. But I am going to make my scallops, like right where the valley is in the scallop, I'm going to make that come up to the card. I'm trying to do that anyway. That's how I know it's going to be even. Sweet. That's just a cute little card front and different. And I'm going to go ahead and put this directly onto the card right now, and then finish the little sentiment part. I got a full sheet of Stampin' Dimensionals in the kit. It's definitely more than, well, what most people need to make these cards. So you'll have extras left over. It looks like it was cut out with that Pick-a-Punch. Oh yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's definitely reminiscent of that shape. Might be exactly that shape. It's very pretty. That is a very popular punch. It gives you basically 6 different ways to cut borders onto strips of paper. We have a few of those combination punches. Definitely check them out. Okay, this is a nice wide border, which I love. You could also put it sideways. I like it straight on. Yeah, it's kind of cute. You can use that diamond pattern to kind of guide you when you're laying it down, right? And then let's get that cute ribbon. It was trying to run off. Oh, I like it. And what they've done is they just tied a bow. Nothing fancy. Not even a double bow, nothing fancy here tonight. And yes, this is definitely very easy to tie. Whoops. Except I kind of curled that end around. But I want the loops to be kind of large because it's going to go back behind the sentiment. Oh, oh no. You didn't like how I pulled the dimensionals off? Was it too random, Jill? I didn't like, they're kind of in a row, but let's check it out. Look, they're in a lump. Yeah. Okay, take a good look at that, Jill. Oh, Jill. If you don't like it, you're just gonna have to come here and stamp with me and make me do it the right way. I'm a little scared of Jill, but she is several states over, so I am a big talker when I don't have to be right next to her. Hello. Oh, Natasha, are you kidding? You were making lunches again? There is a thing in the United States, and maybe they're international, and they're called Lunchables, and I would just stuff one in a bag. They don't look healthy. That's true. Okay, here's what they've done with this. I should probably put a little glue dot on this. And I am going to use my own, again, just because of time. You get a sheet of them, but it's just a little easier. Pam, how are you? There is another lady who came on here from North Carolina. No, I'm not going to ask you if you know her. Okay, I realize that's not how it works. But wouldn't it be funny if you did? And hello, Amy. As I scroll up there, I can just see that you popped on. Nice to see you. I want this to go like that. And then we're going to put this here. And I love how they have done that. That's something cool that I just learned, is how to put that bow on there. Isn't that fun? Super cute card. Lots of room to write, or you can stamp in here. So that is one of the cards. Now let's make this petal pink card. And it has this beautiful stamped heart on it with extras. This thing I'm using to make my creases nice and neat is a bone folder. One of the basics, I would say, one of the basics to stamping. I don't always use it, but I always, it just makes it easier to work on them. They're lay flat. Oh my gosh, my voodoo doll. I don't even want to imagine what my voodoo doll looks like. Hello, Brene. Is that letter sealed with lips? That would be cute too, but it is just sealed with a resin heart. And you get a sheet of them. Well, and some stars down at the bottom. But lips would be cute, wouldn't it? I'm sure that over time we have had some sort of a little tiny lip stamp, so that would be fun. We have one now, but it's quite large in that stamp set that has Galentine's Day, that sentiment. So it's quite large. All right. One thing I want to do with this heart stamp is I want to make sure that I don't mess up the pretty die cuts that I have for it. And how I'm going to make sure is I'm going to put it on Stamparatus. So this is where we are to stamp this heart. And I love that idea. So this is the Stamparatus, okay, if you haven't used it before. When you are using photopolymer stamps, you need this little foam insert that comes with the Stamparatus. It's a great time to buy the Stamparatus right now because it's $49. So if you even just bought the Stamparatus and let's say a bottle of glue, that is $4, you would earn a free celebration item. Yeah, and we have some good ones. So this is how you use the Stamparatus. It is a precision placing tool, okay? So put that stamp right where you want it to be. It does lots of different things, okay? We're not going to talk about all of the different things the Stamparatus does today, but this is its main, like, claim to victory. So once you do that, then you ink up the heart. I need to move our cute little mailbox. I don't want to get it in the way. And so then we ink up the heart, right? I haven't used this yet, so it might not be a perfect image the first time. And if it's not, it doesn't matter because it's in the exact same spot. You can stamp in the exact same spot more than once if you need to. Sometimes I like to do too, hey, these are very strong magnets, by the way, which makes writing with them with a metal pen kind of hard. But I was just drawing an outline there since I didn't have it on my grid paper just right. Okay, let's put this down one time at least. See what's going on. Oh, no way, Debbie. All right, see? Oh, now look, that would be ruined because I didn't press down in the middle hard enough. Well, any friend of Pam's is a friend of mine, Debbie. Pretty good, but we need it again. You will hear little footsteps behind me. You know who that is, right? Tango and Cash. Tango and Cash have had a great weekend with their mom. And, I mean, I'm speaking for them, but I know, right? A mom knows. And right before we came on here, we went for a walk, longer than I have been walking. And, which is nice. And, okay, I want somewhere right in the middle there. I don't want to overdo it. So you can even kind of fine tune this where, you know, like right in there, all I want is to kind of press on it. Look at that. It's gorgeous, but I would have had to thrown it away if it wasn't on the Stamparatus. So this is what that beautiful little image is. I think it's so sweet. Now let's see. I'm just going to set that over for right now because, of course, I'm going to want to make some more. One thing I thought of is our little gold hoops. Is this big enough to stamp inside it? No, but you could definitely use these in these designs somehow because they coordinate with the products really well. All right, so beautiful little heart. And then this one, oh, also gets a scallop. It gets the short scallop. And we also need one of those tiny, whoops, you can't see where I'm pointing. We need one of the tiny little sentiment squares. And we need one of the love die cuts. Fun. Okay, there we go. So this looks pretty straightforward as well. I'm going to put this scalloped piece on here first. And then we're gonna, excuse me, then we're gonna run our ribbon around all of that before we put it on the card front. I love this seal. It's good. It's good stuff and easy to use. This one's shorter, so it's easier to kind of line up here. I don't have to be so perfect. Yes, so we went for a walk before this. Then I gave him their dinner. You know, Tango's very much a 5 o'clock dinner man. And, you know, now they're running around because they know I'm back here busy. Just like your kids on the phone. I have most of these up on blocks, but I need needed this little block for a couple of them. I love making Valentines, and I think it's just a good time to send some cards with the love theme on them right now, don't you? It's always a good time, but you know what I'm saying. It's just a good time. It's just an extra good time right now. So we're going to do that. And we have lots of beautiful products for that, but I love this beautiful pumpkin kit. So fun. Okay, so let's check out this U. See, oh, that's nice. See, that's very nice. Now I do need to bring this to me. It's so little. And if you mess up on these, you can just turn them over. No, I think that looks pretty good. These stamps appear to be the very same quality. They're probably made in the same plant as our regular stamps. I don't know that for a fact, but they hold up. Just, you know, I've been getting paper pumpkins for years. I know a lot of you have as well. I keep them organized, and I go in there when I'm looking for just particular sentiments. I use our little photo albums, our Memories and More photo albums, to arrange my stamp sets. And I don't keep them in a certain order, but you could. But it makes it so nice and simple when you want to go back and use them. And so I've been using them for years, and they hold up just like our regular photopolymer stamps. So I highly recommend them. Okay, now they've taken this pretty, I really like this ribbon. I like black ribbon in general. It really is very showy, isn't it, with these bright colors. So we're gonna bring our bow over here. You're not a big Valentine's card sender. Wow, Natasha. Well, maybe this is the year. Okay, did I get that pretty tight? Good. If you don't get it super tight, you can always just keep it as it is around the card and then turn it over and kind of pull it tight and put it down with some adhesive. So that works too. Now, this is a little messy right now. I got to clean it up. I just wanted to get it tied onto the card and worry about fine-tuning it after that. Okay. Does everybody else that subscribes, did you get your kit already? Still waiting for your kit? What's the word on the street? I usually get them pretty early, so I'm guessing that not everyone has them yet. It's just, I don't know, it must just be the luck of where they get sent from. Idaho in general gets its Stampin' Up! Supplies pretty early because we're just one state over from, obviously, a distribution center in Utah. So we don't have to wait that long, even when we do regular shipping. But of course, in this day and age, everything takes a little while. Okay, more dimensionals. You think yours at the apartment office. Oh, I see. So they hold it unless it's like a little envelope that'll fit in your mail slot or something. That is torture. I'm not telling you to break into the office, Donna, but I'm just saying it might be justified. Okay, I am putting this, I realize I'm using a lot of those, but dimensionals, but it's really kind of a finer die cut, and I'm afraid it's not going to sit right in the mail if I don't. In fact, I'm taking a little bit of our foam adhesive sheet, and I'm going to put it on this top part and then cut off the extra. Yeah. I love our foam adhesive sheets. They're so great. And you can cut our foam adhesive sheets are basically dimensionals without dimensionals cut out of them. Okay. So you can die cut them. Here you can see I die cut some snails. So we don't have a coordinating die cut for this love, but for anything that you have a coordinating die cut for, I really recommend, if you're going to pop it up on dimensionals, just take a second to cut it out with a foam adhesive sheet. And then when it goes through the mail, it doesn't matter. It's fully backed. Okay. They've kind of done this as, let's see, I want this a little higher. Now I see why. I'm glad I didn't put this down yet. I want this a little bit higher because I want to see a little bit of the bottom of the heart through the word love there. Ooh, fun. Love it. And then finally we're going to pop our U. Now, for the U, it's going to go down here. Part of it's going to be on dimensionals, right? Just this little corner, because this part's already popped up because of the word love. So if you put it all on dimensionals, it's not going to be even. So it just needs a little bit of help on the corner right here. So I'm actually just going to cut another little piece of this foam sheet. Then I can cut it just like I want it. In fact, my gosh, it's going to be so small. You thought Nancy was bad with dimensionals. Hey, now. I use them early and often, right? And I use, I think, a fair amount of adhesive in general, because there's nothing I hate more than taking all this time and then having something fall apart in the mail because of an adhesive situation. And that's one thing that I love so much about Stampin' Up! Is our adhesives are second to none. Now, I could have put a little adhesive on that side. So what I'm going to do, love having to take your pick tool. Hello, Lois. Canadian Lois. I hope you're doing well. Reflexology Lois. That's what I always think of, because remember, you wrote me that nice letter and talked with me about reflexology, which I totally think is a fantastic idea. Okay. Ooh, super cute. Okay. Now, since I've done all that, I don't want to press on this with happy Monday morning, Leslie, or Monday, just Monday in general. It's so nice to see you. I'm going to use Tombow, the liquid glue, because I didn't want to press on this because it already has a bunch of different levels to it, right? So I'm going to leave that. I'm going to put this up kind of in the top 2/3. You could definitely even it out if you want. It looks like that's what they did, so I liked it. They remind us that not everything needs to be even. And in fact, we don't want everything to be even because this is interesting. Oh, look at these cards, you guys. And just think, you get to make 8 of these, 4 of each design. I love it. Okay, so now that we have those, right, we kind of like, we revved our engine, we got things, we know what's going on with the kit as designed. Now let's do a couple of things with these great stamps that they gave us and kind of change up the card bases a little bit and, I don't know, see what we can see. Now, I sketched this really quickly before I came on here. Not really. It's from our printed paper. It's from our designer series paper. That's some beautiful black and whites. Let's see here. I want to show you where it is in the catalog, because sometimes there's just a lot of beautiful to look at, isn't there? And unless you're like me and studying this catalog every night, you don't know where all these things are. People tell me they actually miss things in the catalog, and I think, how's that possible? And then I realize, oh, because they don't look at it like 20 times. So here on page 11 is the True Love Designer Series paper. You get 12 sheets, 2 each of 6 double-sided designs. Okay, So in this particular instance, this was a repeating pattern all over a 12 by 12 sheet. And then the opposite side was a cool stripe. But I wanted to cut this out. I thought it was beautiful. I also thought it was a great opportunity for me to use my new favorite tool, which is, what do you think my new favorite tool is? Somebody type it in. I've told you. I've told you before. Oh, I think you saw it. Blending brushes. Yes. Leslie says she looks at the catalog tons of times and still misses things. Oh, I doubt that. It's probably because Sally's probably helping you when you're reading these things, right? Okay. So what I want to do with this, with my new favorite product, the blending brushes, and this one has had a color on it that's slight, but you can rinse these out and they're just fantastic. Anyway, we won't just go on and on about the blending brushes tonight, but what I want to do is just add a little bit of our featured color, our Poppy Parade, to the center and blend out. And this is kind of a small image, so I want to make sure that I don't overwhelm it. So I just want to, again, do a little test drive here. And you can always add layers of the ink. But if you start out too dark, it's not going to be fun. It's really, you'll kind of mess it up. Well, I almost just like this as it is. I didn't want it to be overwhelming, right? The card base is quite saturated with color. I think this is really pretty. And then I was thinking about coloring the leaves, but I'm not so sure. Maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. But I'm gonna use a blending brush on those too. I was trying to decide whether I wanted to color them with blends or, so this is kind of what my brushes are starting to look like, and they come in sets of 3 for $12, a tremendous deal. Such a deal, you're going to want to buy 2 sets so you can have 6. Hello, Michelle. Oh my gosh, and I hope Gypsy's doing okay. But anyway, they start to kind of look like this, so I'm going to have like 1 for greens, 1 for yellows, 1 for reds, and so on. Okay. So yes, I hope, I saw the video where Gypsy was up and walking in the backyard. And so I hope she's doing okay with her moon boot on. That is not a good idea for a border collie to not be able to roam free. So I'm sure it's been tense for everybody. I'm so glad to see that she was getting better though. Okay, so whoops, that's not a very good gauge, is it? Okay, and this that I'm using for new stampers, this is grid paper, and guess what? We sell it. Yes, you're seeing a pattern here, aren't you? I told you that I sell the products that I use. So anyway, I just think it's great. I've used it for years, and so of course, as a demonstrator, I kind of show you how I do this when you're not around. And I don't change the process just when I come on the videos. This is how I stamp. Well, sometimes I have a glass of champagne. Not really. Well, it sounds good, doesn't it, though? Sometimes I stamp with friends. That is one thing I do that I kind of miss. But it will come back. And I mean friend, like real friends. No, that's not what I mean. You are real friends. What I mean is tangible friends. Friends in front of me. Okay, so then with very little work, we have this beautiful, look at that. Oh, that is really cool. And since we know that the ink coordinates with the cardstock, it works. Even in a different hue, it's perfect. Now the quick way to just like clean these off is to literally just run them on some paper until they kind of run out, right? And they will hold quite a bit, but it's okay. I bet she was stressed out not being able to walk. That would stress me out. some days it's a stretch, but I can walk. So, okay, this is a totally different look than the other ones, right? And so now we have to decide, like, how are we going to bring in a sentiment? And this is not the right card for the snail, the cutesy snail. There's the love. I really just want to do a pretty, I want to do some of the black. What I want to say. I want to do this, Sending Love Your Way, on a pretty label with some of the black ribbon. So let me just look really quickly here in my die cuts to see what kind of fun little thing I could add to this. So this is where you get to just kind of experiment and do some cute stuff. One thing that comes to mind are the ornate frames. I want to see, I think they're too big. Ornate layers. Those are too big. That's okay. I don't want those to be the focal point. We just want this to be something a little different. Oh, well, here's the ornate frames. Sorry. Let's see. And then we've got that. Sending Love Your Way. This is slightly different. I don't want it to upstage the flowers. Oh, I know. Maybe let's try the hippo set. Hippo and Friends. The black ribbon came in the paper pumpkin. Isn't that fun? Yes, so cool. Okay, these might be a little big for this sentiment. Let's look at this one. This is a little angular, and it could be just right with our flowy roses. What do you think? Let's see, will it fit? I think it would just fit. Well, let's try it. The worst thing that will happen is we're not going to use it. So, no big. Okay. I keep all sorts of scraps. As you know, you all do too. There's no sense in recutting a slim sentiment strip when you're cutting them all the time, when you're cutting your paper down. So, keep a stash. And let's bring back our red Poppy Parade ink. Now, I'm sure it's in front of me. It's so weird how these things disappear. It really is. Oh. Well, somebody put it back. You just got online. Oh, Roz, you can't get rid of me. I'm like a bad penny, like my grandma used to say. I keep turning up. Okay. And I'm so glad you're here. We're talking about the paper pumpkin now, so if you don't want to see it, look away. Okay. Oh, I am really going to like that. It's nice and snug. Perfect. Since it is on a snug little piece of cardstock and I want it to be straight, I'm going to use some purple tape. I don't sell the purple tape, but you can buy that at Amazon. I will allow that. Oh, this is like just fitting. How funny. Okay. I think we should run it through Teeny Tiny, don't you? It's just so fun to use the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss. It is definitely handy when working at my desk. I realize it looks like an Easy Bake Oven, but it is not a toy. It's an actual die cutter. It is $60, rather new to the Stampin' Up! Family, and we are very proud of it because it really helps out. Now, of course, you will not fit all of your die cutting needs if you become an avid crafter or are an avid crafter, because the platform is not large enough for all of our dies. However, it does a lot of sentiments and other smaller images. So, whoops. Oh, I can't really be on this paper. That's not such a good thing. Okay, so I would love to show you, but I need to move over to, I'm sorry. I need to move over to this desk over here and be able to run this thing through without slipping and sliding. But you got to see it at least, so it's not a make-believe thing. Oh, goodness. Okay, I hope that's straight. Let me make sure here. It's giving me troubles because it's so little. I guess I should have used a slightly bigger piece of paper. Designing your card. Good, Amy. Roz, what do you say you're doing? Yo, you've been making cards. Love it. We're all making cards. I love it. Roz, did you have a vacation from the kids this weekend? Or you probably did. I think you told me that you have the kids during the week. I bought something super cute for the kids today. I posted a picture of it. You'll have to take a look at it, but you'll be seeing it soon. I will put it in the mail for them. Now look at that. Is that adorable? So again, that was just a little die from the Hippo and Friends. This is a fantastic set of images and dies. You can find it in the annual catalog. Okay. I'm going to bring in some of our black matte dots as well as the embellishment for this. Okay, I do want that resting kind of down in the corner, right? Then I want to take just a little bit of this. I'm going to use some of our Seal Plus, which is this, it's in the same holder. It's just kind of easy, you can tell easily by just that it's dark blue instead of light blue. I'm going to put some of that on here. You had no kids, but they felt the need to video chat with you. That's cute. Well, when you're as cool as Roz, the kids need to see you every day. And that's great. Okay, I'm just going to do some, just kind of a few loops, you know, and then we'll finish about, or we will fine tune the ends once we get it where we want it. Okay. I am watching, I know we always like to talk about our TV and book choices, right? So, in fact, you guys gave me some good TV choices last time. But right now I'm watching The Morning Show, which is on Apple TV, for a couple of reasons. I hadn't used Apple TV yet, and I thought, what the heck, I better check it out. And for another, I thought that that was going to be an interesting show, and I do find it very interesting. As a woman who works in an office, it has some interesting discussion points. Okay, I'm not loving how I've got this laid out. But the cool thing is we've got this adhesive on the back, so you can just like adhere it, pull it up, redo it. Yeah, I want them a little smaller. But anyway, that's been kind of a cool show, and I haven't moved it onto my television yet. I have just been watching it basically right here as I'm doing cards. So that's kind of nice. Ooh, pretty. Okay, now I'm going to pop this up on Dimensionals. You've never seen a big roll of ribbon. I know. Now, Amy, we were talking about this first thing when I came on. I don't know how many yards are in it. I'm guessing it's not a full roll of 10 yards because 10 yards, you can make about 30 cards. That's my general rule. 30 cards with 10 yards of ribbon. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's 5 yards. Just looking at it quickly there, I can see that it's pretty substantial. You're gonna have extra after you make your cards, for sure. Okay, and then some of those great black matte dots. Now we have lots of cool embellishments, lots of cool self-adhesive embellishments, right? But these are really fun. These are new and there's 2 different sizes. I believe there's 260. 160. How about 160? I was dreaming there, 260. But anyway, you could put these in the center of the flowers if you wanted, kind of wherever. And so what I do, again, is I put them on my Take Your Pick tool, and then I just kind of start moving them around, and then they land where they land, right? If I want to bring it back to the design, I kind of put it there. Hey, that's fun. I like that. Okay, now let's do this other one back here that has lots of stamping. And it was sort of, again, if you really need to have this insert and keep this insert because it has some great ideas. I thought this was an adorable alternate back here. They had stamped the snail a bunch of times on some plain white cardstock and then used one of the love sentiments. So let's try that, but with a twist, as always, at least a twist. I'm gonna bring in Flirty Flamingo and our Poppy Parade. Let me make sure. And then what I want is a little piece of Whisper White. It's probably 3 3/4 by 5. I just have a bunch of inserts cut, so, but this one looks like it's the right measurement. If it's not, we'll know in a minute. It looks a little long. Like this one. Let me just get the ruler out instead of torturing myself, right? Okay. 3 3/4, yes. 5, yes. Okay. So I thought that we could kind of tilt this like they did. That was really cool. I need to bring our piercing mat back. You like it so much. You like it oh much, Martine. Thank you. I get that. I speak Martine. I also know all about typing. You know what I do, which is probably really annoying to people, is I just use the audio dictation. Oh my Lord, I have got to stop doing that because there's some weird combinations that come up if you get my drift. And then I don't pay attention. I just like move on. And later on, I'm like, oops, that was weird. That was a weird comment. Sorry about that. I know you did. I know you did. I think it's fun. These different cards and designs. I mean, you could really like just get going crazy on this. So let's use a combination of the snail and let's use the XOXO. Isn't that sweet? And they aren't all the same size. So I think that's really fun. Let's do the XOXO in the Poppy Parade. And let's do the snails in Flirty Flamingo. Let me take a dry run, right? Remember I told you my ink pads are all inked up, ready to roll. And the XOXO looks so cute. Okay, ooh, fun. So what I want to do, and this is just, you just choose your own, the way you like to do random, right? I'm going to put the sentiment kind of down here where I know they did. So I want to like start, and I'm imagining that I will have a snail partially hiding there. And then I'm just going to spin the stamp and stamp. It doesn't get any easier than that. But I am going to stamp kind of from the inside out. so that I don't leave any humongous spaces. But I want to keep in mind that XOXO stamp that we're going to bring in, right? But I don't want anything really facing up, or I definitely don't want two going in the same direction, very close together. These snails, I mean, I don't know. Who thinks this stuff up? Who thought that a snail would be a good stamp? And then who knew that I would love it so much? No one, that's who. It surprised me, but in a good way. Now let's see, we'll put one more here. Hopefully I'm leaving enough room. Or if I'm not, we're gonna have to do another one. But it's super fun. So you will enjoy this, trust me. Now I'm gonna close this so that I don't mess up my pattern. Oh, you should get yours next week. Good, Kathleen. Glad to hear it. Oh, look at that. Your little avatar's wearing a mask. It's adorable. Oh, I like this XOXO stamp a lot. You can turn it upside down, but I don't think you're really going to know the difference. It does start with an X on one side, but I think for the most part, it's okay if you don't have to turn this one around like you did the snails so much. Make sure that you have partial images going off the edge, and also when you get finished, then you can, like, you know, I said I had an idea. This is where I was going to put the sentiment. But if there's a certain spot that you felt like didn't work out, or you don't like it, or, you know, you misstamped, that's where your sentiment goes. That's all you have to do. That's as easy as that. That's how you decide. Let's see. Do we need any more? We might need one in here. It's probably a little close, but that's okay. See, and actually I think this is kind of busy, so I wish I had room to squeeze another one in there, but I do not, so we're going to leave it alone. It's great already. Okay. Now I'm going to use one of those Love die cuts. Let's see. I think I am. Oh, yeah, I am. Look at that. That's going to be beautiful. And we're going to kind of bring it up off of the stamped images with dimensionals and some ribbon. We can also, I think the hearts might make it too busy, but all right, well, you know, I was thinking about it. Still, super fun Valentine's. When you use these kind of products, your Valentines aren't going to look like everybody else's. And I don't know about other countries, but in the United States, at least, I'll have to check my figures to be sure, but Valentine's Day used to be the most, the busiest postal day besides Christmas. You have to kind of, you know, Christmas is the big dog, but besides that, I'm pretty sure it is. Now let's see, let me see how they put their ribbon back here. It was another kind of cool way. They just kind of ran it back and forth again, but several times. So let's try that. Woohoo! So I bet I just did this, right? Kind of space your fingers out however you want to, but I know wherever that die cut is. Oh, brother, I'll have to get another one. It'll show up. I know there was kind of a thin spot, and I could run it diagonally across that, like in there. So, anyway, I am going to put a little bit, it's better to do this before you have your hand in the middle of the ribbon, but it can be done. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of Seal Plus on there because I'm using it to hold down ribbon. And then as I'm bunging this up, once I think I have enough loops, I will get it off and then try to mash it, right, into the Seal Plus. Then I can play with it a little bit. Either that or you need a third hand. Whichever you want to try and figure out. See, now mine's a lot messier than theirs. But if I don't like it, I feel like it's too messy. I'm going to take it off. I need a do-over. But that's easy to do. You should make your paper pumpkin and send them to your Paper Pumpkin pen pals. You have Paper Pumpkin pen pals? That's an excellent idea. I love that thought. I'm probably going to be sending these to some of you. And my niece and nephews and, you know, mom, brothers. It's always fun. It's a nice surprise for them. I mean, I have that one little brother, and he has a family now, so I hope his wife, like, changed the decor, but he said he used to keep them in a china hutch. Display them is what he told me, and I thought, that is, but you know, boys, sometimes they don't know how to decorate. So he decorated with my paper crafting. I was very honored. But I'm sure his wife moved in and was like, all right, you can keep these in a really nice box. How about that? And God bless her. That's totally fine with me. Ooh, look, it's messy. But I'm not like shooting over here. It's not completely random. There is some sort of a thought to that. But I am using quite a few Stampin' Dimensionals because, in part, I'm using them to hold down that ribbon, right? First thing I want to do is get this. Oh, I already glued that down. Somebody must have snuck in here and done that for me. Wow, I'm fast. Okay. Off to the side here, to my right, I have a little stack of all these little hexagons. And before you know it, they'll be all over the house. Okay, let's see. Where do I want to put this? I want that snail kind of peeking out. See, there's a couple that are kind of peeking out. So I'm going to just go with that because I think it's cute. I could have maybe moved that ribbon out a little more, but it's okay. It doesn't have to be, I want to say perfect, but there's nothing wrong with it as it is. Okay, so now a couple more hearts because I think they'll be fun. We're going to try them. The cool thing about this is until you really like put some pressure on these embellishments and kind of burnished them on your card, you can pick them back up. So if you don't like them, you can get rid of them. It's not like a wet adhesive. And then I can tell already they're kind of coming in handy for those few little places where I wanted to have a stamp, but I didn't have room. Maybe two down here. I like that. Okay. See, that's all you have to do. Just press them down. That's it. Isn't that fun? Ooh, I like what we're doing here. I'm going to stick with you guys. I'll have all my Valentine's made. I'm going to make another one. So fast, right? Ooh, so fast. Okay, we'll make one more. But these are our cards so far. I love them all. And they all are going to be for different people. So that's pretty fun. Okay, one last one. Let's use Petal Pink. And then I'll bring them all back in for a round of applause. A round of silent applause. You know, admiration, let's say. Okay, so let's use this one. And now I want to bring in some DSP from the Snailed It, right? The Snailed It also has some really funky mushrooms in it. But here's the back side of it, and it's perfect. I think the stripes with the tiny hearts are really adorable. So let's see, though. before I cut this, I am trying to think about how big, like what's my focus going to be on the card, right? What do I want the focus to be? I think I want the focus to be that snail again. So I'm just going to bring in my Stitched Shapes, the #1 die set to have. By that I mean it should be the first die set that you buy because it goes with everything. Case in point, our little snail is going to fit in there just perfectly. So I am going to stamp him onto some white. So he's going to be, that's, you know, basically going to be the focal point there with, I love these resin hearts. They're so pretty. And then we can also use one of those sentiment pieces, one of these guys, if we want to. Okay, it's as easy as that. And why don't I use the Hi Valentine? That's sweet, isn't it? Look at the font. It's just fun, and it just goes with the snail. I don't know why, but it just does. Okay, that should be easy. Okay, now that I know that, let me cut this 3 3/4 by 5 again. That gives us a nice look at the diagonal stripes, but it also gives us a good background for this. 3 3/4 by 5. Oh yeah. I was going to angle this paper and then I realized that might not be a good idea because you already have the stripes going at an angle. That looks great right there. I love it. I'm not going to use black on it because we've used that on a lot of the cards. So we'll lay off the black. And we have all those beautiful resin dots. Now again, this is Petal Pink. This paper uses Blushing Bride for its pink. That's why I didn't choose one of the papers with a huge pattern of pink. So while this isn't the same color, it doesn't matter because the pattern's so small. And it's in the same family, you know? So that is great. Then let me grab another scrap of white. I always have a little scrap of white. Let's see here. Those kids are being quiet. Sometimes I think that, and then they're actually outside running around. But I don't think they are. Okay. All right. So we just need our little... Now I'm going to do this in Poppy Parade. I want to bring back that color. Well, let me see here. This is real red, actually. I forgot. The DSP is real red. So let me use that. That's easy enough. And let me tell you, honestly, if you used Poppy Parade, it wouldn't make a huge difference. Poppy Parade is just a little bit brighter. Oh. You can also bring in some googly eyes. Yes, I think we better check that out. You can also color him with blends. Anything that you use our classic Stampin' Pads on or Memento, you can use the blends on that. I think I'll stamp on this in red too while I have this out. Okay. Let me check this. Oh, that's good. I like it. Okay, again, I'm going to go to the right because I might hide the left side of this sentiment a little bit. It's very cute, very kind of playful. Love it. Okay, I just need this. The only hard part is I just need to make sure I line it up evenly and don't cut the eyes off. Don't cut the eyes off of this little guy. Oh, so cute. Love those stitched shapes. They really work with anything, and you get a selection of ovals, circles, and squares. Very handy. Okay. And then we're going to put this down here with this over it. Right? Oh, I'm dying to use a little bit of ribbon. I'm going to show you the ribbon and we'll see if it goes. Oh, isn't this ribbon fun? It's also a slightly different color, but we could put just a peekaboo part because I do love it. It's beautiful stuff. This is metallic ribbon. It is different there. I don't know if you guys like that or not. The other thing we could use is some white crinkle seam binding ribbon. I do love this ribbon though, just an FYI. It is Blushing Bride. Yeah, that's right. But isn't it gorgeous? It's pretty. It's a little too off for me for this particular little design. However, let's see here. See, we can bring this in. Let me put this Flirty Flamingo away. And we can color our own ribbon with our blends. And I am going to use the dark, especially for this light color. So just in general, when you want to color most of our ribbons, you can do that with our alcohol-based markers. They're called Stampin' Blends. And this is dark petal pink. So I know it's going to tie back to this sentiment, and I know it's going to tie back to the card base, because that's the beauty of Stampin' Up, right? Everybody is like, hallelujah. We all love that part of Stampin' Up. You don't have to run around checking stores and websites and trying to get the right shades of things. No, it's already done for you. So then you just get to have fun with your friends. Make things and, you know, stuff like that. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's the remote again. Only this time the batteries fell out of it. Oh well. I'll figure it out afterwards. Oh, here comes Cash to check it out. Hello, Cash. Something fell down there, as usual. Okay, now this ribbon, I do like to tie in a bow, but as you know, I like to do it this way. Shoot. What I need is, it's going to be a little bow. That's all right. I need that piece. Okay. Then I make some loops. I feel like this is hard to tie in a bow and just a regular bow, standard, and have it have any volume to it. So I like to make some loops and then tie this around it. And I don't worry that it has tails so much. I just worry about the little loopy part. And this is going to be too short. I spell cash just like cash money. Yeah. Cash with a K would be cute though too. Tango and Cash is from like a movie in the 80s. And it's not that I love that movie. It's just when I was looking at names for duos, I really like that. The sound of those names. They're together, right? They're together in our minds, but they're different. So, right, never fear. When you make your own ribbon, you can make more. I need to make a little strip that's the tie part for this little thing. I don't know why I was so hung up on making it so tiny. I guess because the snail's tiny, and so I wasn't remembering though that my fingers don't change sizes. I didn't all of a sudden just turn into a dolly. Okay, let's try this again now. Come on. And this dries really quickly because it's, well, I mean, the ribbon has nothing to it. And also, we're using alcohol markers. So, yeah. Oh, yes, that's the movie. That's the movie, Amy. Tango and Cash. You girls are probably too young to remember that movie. You were probably tiny babies. I don't even remember when it came out, but it was like a Kurt Russell, someone else. Was it Mel Gibson? No. Kurt Russell. Maybe Sylvester Stallone? I can't even remember now. But they were kind of like detectives, only they tended to destroy everything. And I think that really fits the dogs because they're very curious, but they also end up getting into stuff. I mean, it just goes hand in hand. Okay, you can see me like trying to figure out different ways to get this tiny bow in there. It's gonna be so fantastic when I get it though. You're gonna be like wowed at the beauty of this thing. Okay, when you get it in the middle, then you can pull it tight. Oh my gosh. And you can use these. I usually just cut them off like that and let them go all over the place because they're not going in the same direction. Your husband loves those actors? Okay, well, there you go. I bet he would know about it. Super fun. Yes, so that's my little duo. And actually, they have registered names. They didn't ever show or anything. I don't know. I just thought it'd be fun. But, so Cash's name is One for the Money, and Tango's name is Two to Tango. That's their, you know, their stage names. I'm still waiting for that gravy train to come in. I'm still waiting for them to do a paying gig. Oh my Lord. I'm sorry you have to watch me with this bow. It's painful. Okay, again, to take your pig tool to the rescue, right? Just try to like fluff it out. It really is easier than that. Don't ask me why that one took a long time. But you know how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you tie the bow. Sometimes the bow ties you. It just depends. Okay, after that masterpiece work of art, we can put this down here. Okay, then I am going to put this up on dimensionals as well. Because we have a whole sheet. Why not? Yes, look it up. You'll just, I mean, you know the dogs, then you can see. I don't believe they bear a resemblance, but I could be wrong. Cash could be Sylvester Stallone because his hair is black and white. And Kurt Russell could be represented by Tango. He's brown and white. I see that happening. Okay, this is over a little bit further than I wanted. Let me see if I can get this up. I don't know if I can. Oh yeah. Excellent. Okay, let's bring this all the way over. Then we'll have a little room for this snail. I'm not even going to color him because I think he's just great like he is. And then finally bringing in a little glue dot for our much prized bow. Maybe. Where are the glue dots? And then we're going to put some of these resin hearts on there. There's stars there too, but I don't know. I just didn't see where to use those right off the bat. But that's okay. We'll use them some other way. Okay, I'm just going to take this, do a tiny bit of it there. It's perforated and so it comes off in strips. And it works great for the ribbons and bows too. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh, I did not realize that I cut out 2 and stamped 2. Well, there's a way to fix that. See, lots of times, I already know how to fix this because lots of times, like if I get this all put up and then something happens to the image that's on this one, I will just stick another image right on there. That's too funny. So there you go. That's one way that I redo my masterpieces. Yes. Okay, and then finally, we want to put some cutie little hearts on this. They're adorable. Let's start with this middle-sized one. Let's see. Pretty. Don't they go great with the paper? So you don't even really notice that these hearts are a different color. Let's try this big one. We have lots of space up here, so love it. Then I'm going to bring one tiny one down here. I'll put it at the end of this. So cute. All right, everyone. Oh my gosh. I still have so many more supplies to use, but that is our last little creation with the Paper Pumpkin Kit. So again, this is January 2021's Paper Pumpkin Kit, Sending Hearts. Let me get a nicer, cleaner piece of paper out so you can see them all. And then this was the one is designed, and this is one is designed. Also pretty. This is one that we totally designed on our own, right? Cutting out the paper from, cutting out the roses from the Designer Series paper and using our blending brushes. We got to use our Stampin' Blends, our Stamparatus, all sorts of stuff. So you just bring in whatever you have and make these cards your own. And of course, I'll be finishing them and sending them out and having a lot of fun doing that. And I hope you have had fun with me tonight. For all of you that have a holiday tomorrow as well, enjoy yourselves. Have a good and safe day. I will also. And of course, I will see you back here on Thursday. And I want to say, if you are watching me for the first time on Facebook, or if you are watching me on replay on YouTube, if you've enjoyed this, please do me a favor and like, share, and comment. That helps my little business grow, and I so appreciate all of you. Okay, everyone, I'll see you in a few days.